Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. My name's David and this is my channel. Today's video is called We Have Two Paths That We Can Take Within Us and They Never Meet. Now what does this mean? It's kind of like we were talking about before. We create two completely different worlds that never meet each other. This is the essence of the Course of Miracles that Yeshua is trying to help us understand. Is that negative and positive, or the ego and source, or the higher perspective, or truth and illusion, never meet each other. Can't be truth and illusion at the same time, and it can't be separated and connected at the same time, you see? And the more we recognize, it certainly can't be the ego's separate self way and the whole self at the same time. These are two different journeys that we can take at any given time. Now, if I can help convince you that any negative emotion that you have does not come from life, it's put into your life. So that means that if you're getting negative emotion from anywhere in your life or any person in your life, which simply means missing, they're missing something, somehow it's bothering you, somehow it's unsettling you, then it is coming because of what you're putting into it, not what you're getting out of it. So as we create our world, our belief structure in which we create it always comes back to us in the form of a feeling. And you're going to feel it. If it feels good, then you are creating based on a belief that matches your source. If it doesn't feel good, then you are creating based on a belief that matches your ego, your separate self. Does that make sense? This creates a wonderful understanding of two paths. If it doesn't feel good, you're on the path of the ego. If it does feel good, you're on the path of your source. These two paths live within us, and they're being reflected back all the time. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. And this might be hard to see or to believe, but I assure you it's true, is that this world does not hold good and bad in the same place. As you look out in that world and you say, I like this, but I don't like that, or that person has this, but not this, you are seeing two completely separate things. Like oil and water, negative and positive does not mix. The idea of negative and positive is to let go of the negative and move in the direction of positive, which automatically holds that which the negative is and what it's missing. That makes sense. It is encased in the positive. So, how do we talk about this? The best way to explain this is through negative emotion. The only way really that I've learned to truly get back into the oneness is through your feeling. Your feeling world is the key to everything. As Yeshua says in the I Am Discourse, he says you have to get back into the feeling world because the feeling world is holding negative and positive feelings. Now, your source will never recognize negative feeling structure, ever, 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 because it's missing. And your source will never see that which is missing because this is all that is. That's the whole definition of existence, all that is. That means it holds all that is. How can it be missing anything? Now, we have a human idea of negativity that says you're missing something. Does that make sense? And now we're holding negative emotions that are supporting that structure that's not real. It's not true. We would call that the ego, separate self. So I have learned that the more you recognize that this world, from most perspective, is split in your mind. Therefore, you have two completely different perspectives going on when you look at a lot of things. It looks like one, and the body-mind does the best it can to merge them together into what we call good and bad, but it does not exist. It's like oil and water. It does not mix. You're either looking at something in the world as perfectly good or looking at it as perfectly missing, or what you would call bad. Now, you have to really sit with that because it's hard to see that you're looking at two different things and not one. But I assure you, everything in your life is either perfectly beautiful, good, and holy, or it's missing something, not good, and causing some kind of disruption in your energy. But it cannot be both. And this is the key to everything. Once you get this, then you will see that even this lighter holds all that is good, but also probably holds all that seems to be missing, or that what we would call bad or negative. It cannot hold them both at the same time. You've got to choose which one to see. That's pretty awesome. That means I, as a creator, giving meaning to this lighter, I can see all that's good about it, and it will become bigger and bigger through law of attraction, and I will become more one with this lighter. Or I can see what I don't like about it, and it will become bigger and bigger through law of attraction, and I'll feel more and more separate from this lighter. But it does not hold both. And you have to sit with this. That means in every personality too, guys. That's, wow. The world is split into two. And one is called perception, something you made, and the other one is called truth, that God created, that was made for you. And we see them both together. And this is what causes all the big issues. So now we respond to the world with negativity where it should be negative and positivity where it should be positive. Does that make sense? It's a split. The world either is all perfect and good or all not perfect, missing, and bad. There's no in between. You are literally shifting back and forth between these perceptions in order to make it seem like it. It is indeed like oil and water, and it doesn't mix. Therefore, you now have two paths that you can move on at any given time, and you might be switching back and forth between the two. This is what Abraham talks about when she says everything's like a stick, that which is love at one side and fear on the other side. Or there's a wonderful book, which I recommend, that says love is letting go of fear, because you automatically move. Now you have two different frequencies. That's the idea of the problem and the solution. They're on two different frequencies, and they cannot match together. So now, with that said, I recommend taking that, because that's a lot. For a long time, we tend to believe that everything I don't like is in that person, and everything I like is in that person, or in that thing, or in that place, or in this, or in that. And in reality, it's in my mind. And they'll never meet each other. Just like you cannot be happy and sad at the same time. Can't hold those two emotions at the same time. And the more we recognize that, more we recognize, wow, I've got two decisions to make at any given time. That's the whole idea of the neutrality. That's the whole idea of listening to the heart or listening to the mind, so to speak. We've heard that idea before. Ego, source, they're different. They'll never, ever meet each other. God does not know the ego. Your Holy Spirit has never met the ego. It doesn't exist in its eyes. The more we recognize that, the more we can go back into our feeling world and start there. And this is the key to everything. If you can just see these two for what they are, just like when I look at someone come into my Kung Fu school or Tai Chi school, I see their body connected or disconnected. Most of the time, disconnected at first, and we move, but I can see the connection, the potential of the connection in them. They are both there. They're just choosing the one world instead of the other. All I do is help them let go of the disconnection that they have chosen by letting them see that they can choose another choice. And that's what the spiritual journey is. It really is. It's letting go of the choice you have made that you feel like has been inflicted upon you that has not, and choosing another path. And that path is going to lead only in one direction, which is pure love, ecstasy, bliss, joy. In the meantime, you're going to move back and forth between these two. And the mind is going to put them together to make them seem like they're in the same place. And then we're going to project it out in the world and say it's there, or into our body, and so forth and so on. But the truth is, that's not true. That's not true. We are all one world. And any world that says otherwise is not real. It's just not real. You see, just like the perspective of that person that's standing in front of me that says my body is separate. In reality, it is connected still. There is no separation. It's just the pieces seem to be moving against each other because of their belief that it's separate. I hope that makes sense. Now, the more we get this, the more we can realize how many negative emotions or feelings do you still have within you. Those need to go. They just need to go. And as Yeshua would say in the Course in Miracles, the way the world ends is we just forget. We look past, as the Holy Spirit does, looks past this idea of negative and only moves into that which is positive. This is how we use negative to find the positive, or use the darkness in order to find the light. We have to recognize it and then let it go by recognizing it's not true. If you push against it, you focus upon it, you stay at that frequency, and now you feel stuck. So I've learned now I can see them both. At the beginning of my day, I start my day with positivity. I am going to align. Alignment with source just simply means letting go of any negative beliefs, or rather any negative feelings in that moment. I feel good. I feel flowing. I feel strong. I feel powerful. These are going to feel good because they're aligning with truth and aligning with your source. I feel loved. I feel appreciated. Even if it's just I'm moving in that direction, I can feel it getting better. Things are really flowing for me. You see, and now we're getting that momentum going. And then from there, you're building a path. And from there, even though you could be sitting in your recliner at your house, your whole world is shifting, I assure you, in all your relationships, all the synchronicities, everything is going to come to you that day is determined based on that moment and that vibration that you're building. And as you set that vibration high, thinking only positive feelings, positive thoughts to the best of your ability, and getting better and better and better at moving on that path, then the synchronicity of your life must shift. Now you hold it simply by saying, no matter what comes to me today, I'm going to find something positive in it. I'm going to stay in a positive state. It's like Tony Robbins. He helps a lot of people, but he always starts by, let's change your state. He screams up and down, oh, everybody be happy. Whatever it takes for you, if you have to have a dance party, whatever it takes, get in a positive state. Because a positive state and a negative state are not in the same place. And they are always your choice. So you move in a positive state, move in a positive state, move in a positive state. And then throughout that day, stay aligned to the best of your ability. I'm going to see only positive. I'm going to move only positive. I'm going to move only positive. If you see someone out there that's reflecting back negative, stop looking for your own sake. Otherwise, they're going to bring that dormant part of negativity right back up. And you're going to reflect it right back onto the news, or right back onto this person or that person. And guess what? You're the only one that gets to suffer with it. And the more we stay in a positive state, the easier it's going to be to stop going into that negative path. And that's what has to happen. We let go of the negative path by ignoring it, by recognizing it's simply not true. For example, if I have a pain in my body, believe it or not, I just see it not as true. It's just not true. There's no enemy. I know it's a form of separation. I know that it needs to be there because it's part of the synchronicity of my life. So I allow it, I let it go. But most importantly, in my mind, I move into a positive state. I'm going to find something positive. I'm going to find something positive. I'm going to find something positive with this. Even that, believe it or not, is enough. If you make a habit, I assure you, of saying, I'm going to find something positive in this. Someone upsets you, I'm going to find something positive in them. As soon as you move in that positive state, two things are going to happen. One, you're going to feel better. But two, whatever's causing that negativity is going to be revealed to you somehow through clarity. And that's what clarity is. Now, as you walk through the world in a positive state, clarity starts ensuing. And you will soon see that that world out there that once held bad and good will no longer hold both. First, you'll start seeing the bad disappear more and more and more in ways that will blow you away. Wow, I never really saw that before. And then eventually it will go away more and more and more until the point comes where you'll see as your source sees. That's holy vision. Now you've given wholeness to the world. You no longer see any negativity in it. You only see that which is real and true, which is positive, that which has no opposite. And all of a sudden it just magically transforms. The more you let go of that negative path, the more you choose that positive path on purpose. Stay in a positive state. Positivity will automatically allow you or push you into a direction or move you into a direction of your excitement, your passion, your excitement, your passion. You see, as Bashar would say, move in the direction of your passion, move in the direction of your highest excitement in every second of your life. Stay in the present moment and find something positive in everything. And the synchronicity will become more and more and more. That synchronicity out there cannot turn on as long as you see good and bad. Think about it. It's impossible. Two different frequencies coming specifically from you, making the world look like it's not one with you. When the law of creation says you are one with your creations. The more you see in a positive state, I'm going to find something positive, find something positive, find something positive. I'm no longer going to go in that direction of negativity. I now know it doesn't exist. Therefore, it's not even necessary for me to move in that direction. Then eventually that synchronicity, our world is going to become more one through positivity, through one feeling that you are now giving it in a creative way. And it will come and reflect back to you more and more and more. And then you will transition from losing all of negativity, letting go of negativity, and moving into that of positivity. And before long, these two paths, this one will be lit up. This one will still be there. Even Jesus will tell you, I can move in that path, but I'm not going to do it. It will always be there, guys, but you won't choose it anymore. And as you choose this path, everything will shift. I hope this helps. As always, it is up to you what you receive. Take what you can from it. It is my pleasure and my highest excitement and passion, of course, to deliver this to you. If you like this video, hit the like button. Keep the comments going, guys. I really love hearing about them. I love being there for you and helping in any way I can. I'm here to serve for all of us in order to receive back myself, right? And continue to subscribe. And as always, my unconditional love and appreciation.